All right, everybody, welcome to Rebel Racing Network for the Rumble at the Rock 100, the finale of the 87 series. And I'm Eddie Smith, and I'm joined by Patrick Drabick. Good old Patty D going to join me in the booth tonight. Hey, Pat, how you doing tonight?
Really good, man. Thanks for having me in the broadcast here. Been a while since I've been able to join the 87 series, and good to see it wrapping up here, and I think it's going to be an absolute blast. Rockingham is such a fun track, especially with these 87s, man. This is going to be an awesome race.
Yeah, I think so. I think the field is a little bit small tonight. It looks like we got about 11 cars, which is about half of what we normally have. So, but I tell you what, these cars and this track, hey, you know what? If I'm at the table, man, I don't mind a little bit of elbow room. What about you, Pat?
I typically don't know what to say after you throw your little one-liners and singers out there, but I guess a little elbow room at the tables. I guess it's a good thing, especially we got Thanksgiving coming up and all that other stuff. You know, when you go back for that second plate of food, you got to have that elbow room to dig in. So these guys and these drivers out here this evening will have a little bit more room on this track, but still going to be treacherous. These 87s are big lumbering cars, and boy, the Rock can chew some tires up, Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's go ahead and look at the Rock. Let's unbutton those pants and let's take the belt off and let it just kind of free hang there as we talk about the Rock. That's what we're racing at tonight. Rockingham, in 1987 they called it the North Carolina Motor Speedway. Up until about 96 before Roger Penske bought it out and called it the North Carolina Speedway or something like that. But tonight we're going to call it North Carolina Motor Speedway. It is a 1.017. That 017 is really important. We can't call it a mile oval. It's a 1.017 mile oval. Banking is a little weird. It's 22 to 25 degrees in the turn, just depending on, I guess, where you are. Track record, 167 seconds by Rusty Wallace, really scooting. And then the most wins, of course, no surprise here, Richard Petty with 11, just dominated here. Lots of victories. It's just a shame that this track has kind of fallen to the wayside, but it happens with about 35,000 spots to sit at the race. It makes it a little bit difficult to get a NASCAR style crowd in here, but we're excited to get this thing going, and we're going to go ahead and look at the race info. We're calling it the Rumble at the Rock 100. This is the final race of the season, and getting ready to finish off what I think has been an amazing season. And I think we're gonna see a great race tonight to finish it off. As the races have just gotten better and better every week, so really excited to get that done. Well, Pat, you were the first winner of the season, and you hadn't raced since. But and we're not gonna hold that against you. But kind of tell me what you say you've run here in these cars, at least in the Rock, maybe not in this combo, but just tell me a little bit about the Rock and what you think makes it so challenging to get around here.
I've definitely run a few races here in the 87s at Rockingham, and really what makes it so challenging is that entry into one. Again, these cars are so large and so heavy. When they dive off into that banking, it really unsettles them. And once you get that entry down into one, then you've got to worry about your exit coming out of two, because those cars get real light coming out of two, and that wall sneaks up on you very fast. I would not be surprised to see a lot of these cars get into the wall coming off of two. And then 3 and 4 is a little bit more of a sweeping corner. Again, you've really got to get that car settled down. A lot of bumps down there. And then you never stop turning really here, because as you're coming down, I don't even know if you want to call it a front stretch. It's more like a D-shaped oval here. You're constantly turning that car, getting your entry, and again, then you're right back to turn one again, trying to get set up for that. And then the whole time really trying to protect that right front tire, because North Carolina Speedway, as I said it before, boy, she loves to eat, and she loves her some good years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty interesting as we are getting ready to grid right now, and guys are getting up on the grid. It's going to take us about a minute or so. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our pole sitter, which is Jonah Colbert, and let's talk to him and see what it takes to get around this track from his perspective tonight. Hey, Jonah, this is Eddie and Pat in the booth. You got us?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, man. Congratulations on the pole here tonight. You got a smaller field, so you really get to focus on racing the track tonight. What's it feeling like, and kind of what's your plan going to try to finish this race and get the last win on the last race of the year?
Just gonna send it.
All right. Well, thank you, Jonah. Good luck tonight. Hope you have a great race. And, man, it's good to hear from these guys. Lots of detail that's really good for the broadcast. And, man, we just really appreciate that. But while we're waiting on the grid 100%, let's go ahead and bring in the more talkative Josh Oswald, who is going to be our championship winner. Josh Oswald, this Eddie and Patty D in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. I got you guys. How are you?
Well, man, this is going to be just kind of a swan song race for you tonight. As you really just you can cruise around here. You can let Rick Hendrick change your tires. You can just kind of drive around in fourth gear or on the apron, and you're going to be the champion of the 87 series. Kind of talk about your season as we're getting ready to go green. How have you felt this season has gone for you, and how exactly were you able to bring home the championship?
Oh, man, if you would have told me at the beginning of the season I'd wind up champion, and I'd have bet against myself there, because it was the beginning of the season really was rough, but started to be able to string apart, a good consistent run of top fives and get the wins the last 2 weeks, really propelled into the point lead last week. And it's unfortunate Steve couldn't race tonight. Could have had a nice battle, but take championships any way you can get them, and I'm happy as hell to get it.
Well, I mean, you've been strong all season long. You're strong in almost anything you get behind the wheel of, so not a surprise to me to see you bring home the championship here. But a lot of great racing out of you this season. So what are you looking forward to tonight?
It's nice just having a fun race with the guys. I always enjoy, 87s. We all hang out in the same Discord and just have a good time.
All right, well, we are going green. Good luck tonight, Josh.
Thank you, guys.
That is our champion, and we're getting ready to go green. Jonah Colbert, Brandon Pollock going to lead us to the green flag. As green flag is out, and both Jonah and Brandon get a decent start. Looks like the 41 of Ray Page a little bit behind, but they clear off into 1 and 2. Side by side, Brandon Pollock is with Cody Boehm, who's kind of a newcomer to this series, and we didn't really get to the grid, but wanted to make sure we get a couple guys in to interview before the race. But Cody Boehm is a Thunderstruck driver. He's driven in quite a few series around in Rebels as well, but new to this one. We got quite a few new guys coming from Thunderstruck who we're really excited to see race, and they'll be here next season. But good to see him out on the track, and he is fighting for second place right now and is able to clear Brandon Pollock.
Yeah, as we see these cars really get unsettled in these corners, a lot of sparks flying from out from underneath as they bottom out going and hit those bumps through 3 and 4. And that was probably one of the best pre-race interviews I've ever seen, Eddie, from Jonah Colbert. So what's your plan here for this evening? I'm just going to send it.
Hey.
Okay.
Man of few words, and sometimes it doesn't take a lot of words to convey what your plan is and what you're trying to do. And you know what? Efficiency. That's what JC Motorsports is all about, and he embodies it perfectly in that interview. Very efficient, got the point across, and that's exactly what he's doing as he has got this early lead and really showing a lot of strength. And he's done this all year long, and we really didn't have much of a pre-race meeting, Pat, but what I wanted to kind of do was when we highlight folks, I want to highlight their season stats. We want to go through here and kind of talk about them. I know we want to talk about the racing, but this is sort of a kind of a celebratory race, I feel like. So I want to celebrate Jonah Colbert and his stats. 3 poles on the season, no surprise there. 2 wins, tied Zach Wilson and the championship leader, Josh Oswald, with wins. Just completely dominated when he does show up. Only ran 8 races, so he missed 1 race where he'd be in the championship hunt for sure. But what a great season he had. He had the most laps led by far, 174 laps led, only 42 incidents, which is just insane. The next person in laps led, I believe, is Josh Oswald with 71. So Jonah Colbert leading almost 100 laps more than second place. So what a great season he had. Just a shame he had to miss a race as caution is out.
Yeah, during that, we saw Cody Bibb there get into the wall a little bit. Again, not uncommon here at North Carolina Speedway. And yeah, caution has come out. It looks like the 21 car is a little bit slow there.
Yeah, as we're watching on the broadcast, Ray Page just goes in 3 wide through the middle and just and collects 2 other drivers. Just tried to go in there. It looks like he may have just hit a bump and kind of scooted up the track and just nowhere for the other guys to go as they were just along for the ride. So going to see guys come down and get tires as we got unlimited tires, and so we're going to come down and get them pretty much every caution that runs more than 5 laps. I don't know. What do you think, Pat?
If I ran half a lap, I'm going to come down and get tires here at North Carolina Speedway. If I even press the accelerator all the way to the floor at any point in time, you got to come get tires here. I mean, this track is definitely notorious for chewing them up. So with unlimited sets of tires here, and again, like you were talking about, it's kind of a swan song here this evening. These guys out here just racing, having a good time. I know this is a fun series. I know these 87s are a blast. So might as well come down, get you 4 fresh tires, get back out there. And, you know, Jonah Colbert, that'll help him send it just a little bit more now.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, the 87 tire situation's just so weird. It's a very odd tire model as you really get the good off around 2 laps, and then after that, it really just kind of is a steady decline in lap times, but your overall grip and the way the car handles doesn't seem to really be affected by it too much. You're able to really abuse the tires. It seems like the biggest thing is just making sure that you don't, you know, your percentage doesn't get 0, which has happened a couple times this season. So you can really be aggressive, and here you have to be. To get down in the corner, you basically stomp the gas before you ever think you should and just kind of drive on through. And so,
yeah, and I've definitely been a part of a couple of those races. I've had that tire reach 0 and not be able to turn whatsoever, or starts to even get loose getting down the straightaways here. So these guys will definitely be out there protecting these tires. Again, every chance they get, they're going to come down pit road. But it looks like we got a couple people stay out here.
yeah, Jason Lottridge and it looks like Brandon Wallace took 2 tires. So we're getting ready to go green. We're going to see how that goes. Jason Lottridge staying out, not electing to pit at all. Brandon Wallace taking 2 tires. And just want to go real quick and look at the season standings. I want to highlight 3rd place is a battle that is going on tonight for sure. Jason Lottridge, 308 points. Brandon Wallace, 302. Brandon Pollock, 300. Jonah Colbert, 295. So there is a battle for 3rd place that's being fought over tonight. So Jason Lottridge doing what he can do to try to get up there and get as many points as possible with a little bit of pit strategy. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you know, I'd be curious to see how the 2 tires last year for Brandon Wallace. These cars are already pretty loose. That's really going to loosen that car up even more.
Yeah, Brandon Wallace had some success the last few weeks, last few races, taking 2 tires at the bigger tracks. Ooh, Jason Lottridge really struggling off the corner there. Jonah able to get around him, and so does our points leader Josh Oswald. So he could just ride around like he's on a little scooter, but he's going to try to win this race.
I mean, you might as well. You know, watch any of the races over the weekend. You know, all crew chiefs reporting back to their drivers whether they were locked into the championship for. And once some of these drivers got that notification, they're like, okay, now I can go race. Josh Oswald has the championship wrapped up here this evening, so why not get out there and give it all you got and see if you can't bring home another win.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Brandon Wallace making these 2 tires work. Jason Lottridge doing okay on no tires after staying out. Just kind of had a little issue there at the beginning and allowed the new tires to kind of scoot by him, but he's doing all right now. Brandon Wallace definitely showing how strong 2 tires can be as Jason Lottridge now under fire. Oh, we got a wreck between Michael Morrison and looks like Tyler Rice.
Oh, yeah, we've got car parts all over the backstretch here as the number 6 machine is missing the entire front end of that car.
We stay green.
Well.
Yeah, we stay green, so no caution. That's a little bit weird. Normally we like to have a caution come out, but no caution tonight. So, and Brandon Wallace
has wrecked coming up.
No, Brandon, no. We were just talking so well about him, and then he just loops it there. The officials are out eating ice cream. I don't really know what's going on, but no caution as we've had multiple incidents. So the officials really being lenient tonight.
Yeah, it's surprised we have not seen that caution fly, but I was really curious and almost a little bit worried there for Brandon Wallace taking 2 tires at a place like this. That car would really get free in the center. It looked like he got free on him there from the center off, spun that thing around. Unfortunately, we're still under green here, so.
Yeah, so we're going to stay with the action, and we're kind of going to watch this race between Cody Baum, Dave Jones, and Mickey Isaac. Has got another one spinning off the corner. My goodness, this place is eating them up. Good grief. Yeah, Brandon Pollock is
car down there on the apron right now, trying to get hit back up to speed as he's going to get lapped by Jonah Colbert right now. Little mayhem here, even though there's 11 cars here tonight. Plenty of action.
Yeah, I try to get in there and see if I can throw a caution myself, but I don't want to be a part of the race too much. Hoping somebody in the race would throw one, but that's okay. It ain't a big deal. This, like I said, this is just a fun race anyway, basically. But a couple guys already having some issues as we're still under green on lap 17 of 67 tonight. Let's go through the field real quick, kind of highlight it before people start wrecking their cars, and their cars are like junk. Let's go through the field and look at some of these paint schemes. I always like, Pat, to look at the paint scheme, see what people have done. Every week some people will change. So we'll start with Jonah Colbert, who's got a nice Oklahoma State Cowboys scheme. I'm a huge fan of his work, not biased at all. Seems to have some of the best paint schemes, and this one is no slouch, that's for sure. I love the orange, black, and white. Really, really nice car. Even got the Lumina on the front with the Chevy logo on a Ford. So
it's a sharp-looking car. Jonah Colbert and you boys over at JC Graphics put together a lot of great paint schemes and graphics all across iRacing, and he definitely paints some really sharp-looking cars.
I'll move on to Josh Oswald, who's running the 17 Haviland car with a sort of a little tribute to Davey Allison there. Always another really great guy who can put in some amazing schemes. The chrome wheels, the whole get-up just looks awesome. It's a nice little throwback and puts his own little personal touch in it, and it looks really, really good.
So we see the 6 car get up into the wall, already damaged there. Did a little bit of a wall climb, but yeah, the Chet, again, amazing painter, does some amazing work on all the cars he puts out on the track. And he does a lot of paint schemes for a lot of these other drivers as well. So yeah, exceptionally good looking car there as he's up into the wall now.
Yeah, tags the wall just a little bit. We'll go back here to Cody Baum, who's in a Superior Chevy Monte Carlo, number 78. Got a really nice font there, and we'll kind of go a little bit quicker. That way we don't miss any of the action. I'm getting a little long-winded on these paint schemes. So, but his good-looking paint scheme. Mickey Isaac of the U.S. Army, number 7 machine. Really fantastic. Always looks good. And you could throw just about anything on these cars. I think you could throw a little bit of dog doo-doo on these cars, and it would still look good, Pat. I don't know about you.
I wouldn't recommend that course of action, but I would agree with your sentiment that there's a lot of stuff you could do with these cars, and they look awesome. A lot of different main sponsors you can put on them, different schemes. I mean, they're just an incredible car, and man, I love them. But yeah. I'm not going to throw dog doo-doo on them. That's just me personally.
Well, Mickey Isaac with the traditional Mickey Isaac yellow and black. So, good-looking scheme. A little shout-out to Intensity Broadcasting there. And look at that Rebel Racing Network logo. Love it. Davey Jones with my favorite scheme of the night, the Kodak Film Oldsmobile. We heard the announcement that I think it's a Buick is coming out. But he's got a little Oldsmobile painted on top of the Chevy Monte Carlo SS. And, this is a fantastic looking scheme. I love the Kodak schemes all throughout the years. And this one knocks it out of the park for sure.
Yeah, very, very sure.
Jason Lottridge, pitbox.io. This scheme he's been running all season. I'll tell you what, there's a good reason. It's a nice scheme. It's a more modern scheme. We see a lot of guys doing throwbacks. Jason Lottridge doing sort of just a more modern looking racing scheme with a modern sponsor. And like I said, it doesn't really matter. Pink wheels and all, you can still do just about anything, and these cars will look good. So a really good paint scheme from him. Brandon Pollock with the Hawaiian Tropic car. Real simple. I love these because this takes me back to those old, Saturday night schemes where guys were just painting it on with brushes or it just not a whole lot of money going into how the car looks. Just a little bit of the decals here just so you know, and put your sponsor on there and your number. So that's a really nice throwback. Brandon Wallace with the NASA Challenger scheme. Oh, Lord.
Oh,
I don't know. Okay. Anyway, the 99 looks awful. We've got to figure out these numbers, Brandon. Your numbers are just awful. We've got to fix those. I'm sorry. I will try to be positive, but your numbers are just bad. We got to come up with a better font, Brandon. But still a good-looking scheme. Folgers, Michael Morrison running that old-school Folgers car. He gets into the wall a little bit. Definitely a nice-looking machine. Tyler Rice, we've already seen his Hawaiian punch machine. It's definitely punched up quite a bit. Just shit hanging all over that car. And then Ray Page in the 41 Napa car, chromed out, chrome and black with a little bit of brown, orange on the side. Fantastic looking car. Looks a little bit beat up as well, though. So anyway, just want to go over and highlight those schemes. I appreciate you being patient and letting me do that. And Pat, let me basically just talk over you the whole time. So, but let's get back to the race, get back to the action a little bit. This long green flag run has really separated the field, and Jonah Colbert with a 4-second lead over second place. The field is really, really spread out.
Yeah, many guys right now just kind of running their own races here this evening. As Jonah Colbert continues just to keep sending that car off into the corners. It's built himself a nice lead here. Then you look back in third position to Cody Bay, and he's 7 seconds back. Mickey Isaac in that number 7 machine used to him running the 0-1, but he is over 10 seconds back of our leader right now. Dave Jones running back in the 5th position is 12 seconds back of our leader. So right now, a lot of steam underneath the hood of that number 31 car.
Yeah, he's looking really good. So let's go on board and let's see what the secret is. Let's actually go and kind of compare and contrast a couple drivers just to see what the difference is and where Jonah's maybe finding speed that others aren't. So we're going to go on board with Jonah. Crank down the sound so we can talk about it. But as we watch him go across the start-finish line, you see that weird. He's really easy into the corner. You can definitely tell that he doesn't have hardly any grip at all, but he is trying to drive down to the. Yeah, he's way off the gas. So just driving so easy in the corner to be able to get back on the gas. That's the most important thing. You want to drive down hard into the corner as you can, but the problem is, I think, Pat, is as these tires wear, if you drive in hard in these corners, you jump way up the track, almost to the wall, and you cannot get on the gas soon enough to get that good runoff. And so he's back in the corner way up so he can get to the bottom, get on the gas soon, and just drive on out the corner.
As you listen, his throttle working in that gas pedal, he is just being as light as he can be. Coming out of these corners, you can listen to him just try to steer the car a little bit with that gas pedal. He's not even getting back to full throttle until he's well up on the straightaway, especially here coming out of 2. These cars start to become, just an absolute handful as the tires wear out here. Doing his best as he can to protect those tires, but we're going to see all these drivers here this evening struggling at this point in time in this green flag road.
Yeah, let's go watch Dave Jones and see what he's doing back here. And you can kind of see that he's just driving it in way, a lot deeper than Jonah Colbert. And it sounds like he's dragging something across the ground. He may have picked up some debris or maybe a small animal. But you see he's driving into the corner and slides up into the middle of the track and trying to get sort of a diamond off the corner. So you definitely see the difference in line as Jonah is way off the gas before these guys, able to keep the car low and not drift so far up the track. But David Jones still finding some speed there, running in 5th place. So not slouching at all.
You definitely see he's putting a whole lot more wheel into this car, trying to get it to turn in the center of the corner here as he fights the car all the way through the corner into the outside wall there. Good time to catch him in the cockpit, but he's definitely driving deeper into the corners and putting in a whole lot more wheel here. So that's not going to be real good news for those tires, Eddie.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So we're definitely going to see some tire issues probably pop up towards the end of this race as cautions are just not coming out. And
Dave Jones back into the wall again.
Yeah, back into the wall. So definitely starting to struggle a little bit. So guys are going to have to be careful about those tires. This is more reminiscent to me. Funny enough, even though this race is pretty spread out, it's very reminiscent of those old races where one person would come in with the setup and everything right, and and guys would be multiple lap downs, the field would be spread out. So this is probably the most true to the 87 races as we've had all season long. So guys are really, really having to fight this track. I think this race is a little bit more difficult than Darlington was. So
I'd have to agree with you. This is one of the tougher tracks that these 87 cars are going to come to. Just the old, wore-out racing surface, how these cars have got to enter the corner, how they have to come off the corner. And again, that wall has snuck up on almost everybody at this point in time as they continue to fight these cars as this green flag run continues on here. But I did want to throw out my favorite paint scheme of this evening. I know we're well past that segment, but I'm going to rewind here a little bit.
Yeah, let's back it up.
But I'm really digging that Folgers car. Again, I'm a huge fan of the old school paint schemes, especially here in the 87 series. So hats off to Michael Morrison there in that Folgers scheme, man. Just a really cool looking car to me.
I agree 100%. I have no. You're not going to get any disagreement here. He's run this scheme all season long, and there's a good reason. It's a damn good scheme. So as he gets into the wall a little bit, so these guys are doing sort of a Bristol. Pat, I don't know if you know about the little Bristol tag and go, where you drive up into the corner and get a tag and get a little bit of speed. It looks like guys are inadvertently trying to do that right here. It's Michael Morrison has gone up. That we watched Dave Jones do the same thing as these cars just not turning into the corner. As these tires they're just gone. So
I mean, we're on lap number 42 here of the scheduled 67, and none of these drivers right now are happy. All of them are wishing a caution would come out at some point in time. I think the only happy driver right now is probably Jonah Colbert, who has stepped out to a very large lead. And Eddie, I think he's the only car that hasn't been up into the wall, because that number 31's looking awful clean.
Yeah, it does. And Dave Jones starting to drop back a little bit, and we're starting to see Brandon Pollock, even with that damage, caught up in that. He had that self spin where he hit the inside wall. It's another beautiful thing about these cars that I really love is how resilient they are at almost every track. You can really get into it. I had a race where I had like 2.5 seconds or 2.5 minutes of damage and was still able to put down the fast lap time. So definitely resilient as Brandon Pollock has moved his way back up into the top 5. Jason Lottridge in 4th on those old tires. So, I'm just interested to see what Jason Lottridge is going to do because he has gotten he's got about about 7 laps older tires than anybody else as Brandon Pollock is coming up on him quick.
Yeah, and these cars they're built like tanks. Aerodynamics doesn't play a whole lot into these. I mean, really where it comes into the difference is how you take care of those tires and how you take care of, your drive line. But the bodies of these things, man, you can smash them up and beat them up and bounce them off the wall, and they're going to do just fine. It really just depends on how you manage your race and manage those tires is going to make the difference here tonight.
Yeah, and I think if we talk about our race, and it's, in a lot of the oval cars, man, you just touch somebody the wrong way and your tire just shoots off the car and flies over into the next state. And your car's junk after a little bit of contact. So it's nice in a online series, especially one on iRacing, where you can make a little bit of contact. And these cars, you can really save them. We watched Garrett Kinder early in the season get almost 90 degrees sideways and able to save the car. So it really provides a lot of good racing where guys can lean on each other, bump each other, and not just completely ruin each other's race.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a driver's car. I mean, you can get out there and really muscle these things around. You can get up there and race, have fun, and you can beat and bang, and you can save them as well. You know, you talk about Garrett Kinder getting 90 degrees, you know, sideways and being able to set and save the car. Again, these are a driver's car for sure. And it always puts a big smile on my face when I get behind the wheel of one of these things, knowing you can get out there and just race for the fun of it, and just have that pure experience of being able to get out there and have some fun with your competition.
Absolutely. As we see, Brandon Pollock made the pass on Jason Lautcher, so move him up to 4th place, as he has had a really, really nice recovery. After starting 2nd, he started on the front row, but he has made his way through the field again after spinning himself out. Now he's back up to 4th place, so good run by him. Just got to take care of it. Keep that car straight.
As long as those guys don't look in their rear view mirror, because here comes Jonah Colbert to try to lap Brandon Wallace. As this long green flag run is really starting to show who's good and who's not. And Jonah Colbert continues to just lay down blistering laps here and a blistering pace as we're getting ready to lap up to the 6th position right now.
Yeah, for sure. Jonah Colbert and Josh Oswald in their own zip code as far as lap times. Everybody else almost a second. About half a second slower than those guys. So as we see Cody Bohm going into pit road, gives up that 2nd or 3rd position and is coming down pit road to get tires, Pat.
I don't know if these guys can make it all the way on fuel or not. Not quite sure what the fuel strategy is here this evening. So we'll have to continue to watch to see if anybody else decides to bring it down pit road. But, you know, you got to try something different here with as dominant as that 31 car has been here tonight. Maybe you take a chance, come grab you some tires, see if you can't make up that time. But not a whole lot of laps left to try to make up any time here this evening. But sometimes you just got to throw caution to the wind, try something different, and see if it works out.
Yeah, with such a long green flag run, I'm just interested to know what the a spotter does a spotter call for the tires around 30% or so. And so I don't know if the spotter is giving them that call and saying, hey, your tires are starting to wear out. So I'd be interested to know what these guys are dealing with and if everybody feels like they can make it to the end, because we had it, I want to say Charlotte, we had some guys blow tires late who were running up front. Steve McDonald was really checking out on the field and blew a right front tire there towards the end, and Brandon Wallace came all the way from 10th place to win that race. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the race continues on.
Yeah, as we see that number 48 car right now going a lap down to our leader, Jonah Colbert. Brandon Wallace still in front of him. So Jonah Colbert continues to lap the field here tonight. As now we see him go underneath the 99, so now Brandon Wallace is lapped down. So Jonah Colbert continues to just dominate here this evening in that number 31 machine.
I don't know what happened to Cody Bohm, but he had to come back down pit road. Not really sure what happened, but this is his 2nd time in, so had some sort of issue on the first stop, and now I don't know if he sped or what exactly happened, but he is back on pit road. Looks like he might have sped a little bit.
Tough break there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but still a great run. He was running 3rd pretty much the whole race. So
there are only 3 cars left here on the lead lap tonight.
Yeah, this has been crazy. I'm sure those guys wish they could have gotten those cautions, but it just didn't fly, and so you just kind of have to deal with it. Sometimes you want a caution because you get in contact with somebody, but sometimes it's good that it goes and they let it go, because there should be some reward for keeping your car clean, passing guys without getting into each other, and so those guys get together, and that's gonna kill your race, especially this race as we come to 10 to go.
10 laps left here to close out the 87 series and season. And from watching as a spectator, and then obviously participating in the first race, man, I have such a love for these cars in this series. Good to see some good racing here tonight from North Carolina Speedway, and it's just been an absolute blast. And I'm sure, well, right now I'm sure none of these drivers are having a whole lot of fun on the track right now, as these tires are absolutely gone. These drivers got their hands full here this evening, so these next 10 laps probably could not go by any quicker.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's, I like to highlight the season. I know tonight we're watching a race, but man, I want to highlight the season, just say what a great season it was. So many drivers showed up and showed out. We had so many 20-plus car fields, these guys coming in here and racing hard. And, Steve Loving, who was in the hunt tonight, just couldn't make the race and unfortunately gave up the championship. So he had a great season. No wins, but very consistent. More top 10s than anybody else Steve Loving had. And so that's why he was there in the hunt, trying to win this championship. So lots of guys, Garrett Kinder, William Griffin, Andy Kurtz. Andrew Kurtz was one that really was in the hunt a lot. Travis Beaver always up front. So those guys really put on a show. Ryan Pendleton always put on a great show in these cars. Kyle Roberts, Todd Schott, Matt Clemen. A lot of guys, not leaving anybody on purpose, just trying to highlight some guys that really showed up and had some really, really great races all season. So definitely excited to finish this season, get one in the books, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to do next season. Next season, just kind of give an idea. We're going to do an old school point system. No idea about playoffs or anything like that just yet. Kind of want to hold true to what the 87 series was. But going to do the old point system, 175 points for the win, and do that old Winston Cup points style.
Love it.
Which will add a little bit more flavor to this series. And so we're really excited. Hopefully it has some things, some ideas to try to keep it spicy, keep it fresh, not letting it stale on the broadcast and even in the series. So hopefully, guys, we get some stuff going, get some things that make guys want to show up and race, and I think next season is going to be just as good, especially after guys have had enough time on the track in these cars and kind of got them figured out just a little bit more.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what next season brings. Hopefully I'll be able to get out here and race more with you guys, or come up in the broadcast booth and hang out a little bit. But speaking of some of those drivers you highlighted, I mean, the original Rebels have a lot of different series that go on throughout the week here this evening. Early this evening, we had the Rice Farms Legend Series, and Ryan Pendleton got his 7th win of the season and brought home the championship here tonight. So I want to give a huge congratulations to him. I know he's races here in the 87s as well, but he's probably out celebrating that Legends championship right now, so big congratulations to him.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ryan Pendleton, one of the nicest guys in the league, especially the nicest coat locker member for sure. There's nobody even close. As Ray Page gets into the wall a little bit on the outside of David Jones. But yeah, just such a nice guy. He's really fast. Obviously, he is an alien on dirt, and so we got sort of a Josh Oswald with 3 laps to go decides to come down pit road. I don't know if he actually needed to do that, but definitely coming down pit road, showing almost sort of the middle finger to the rest of the group is like, y'all go on by, that's fine. I'm gonna go out here and get my pit stall. Like Jeff Gordon did, let Rick Hendrick, my team owner, come out there and change my tires, because we're gonna win this championship no matter what. But yeah, talking about Ryan Pendleton, definitely when you get him on dirt, man, he is almost unbeatable. He's a unbelievable short track racer. So congratulations to him, well deserved in the Legend Series. So congratulations to him as we have the white flag out for Jonah Colbert, as he's coming down the backstretch and gonna win the last race of the year.
Well, what a dominant performance out of Jonah Colbert. Good to see him bring that number 31 home with the win here tonight. Josh Oswald will win the championship, as we talked about all night long. But congratulations to Jonah on just an absolute dominant performance. One of the best performances I've seen a driver put on here at Rockingham.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Just put on a show. Brandon Pollock with a fantastic recovery, coming back after that spin, started outside the front row and come back and finish second after Josh Oswald went in from the pit. So congratulations to him. What a great run. Brandon Wallace able to bring home that machine in third place, so he's going to get a podium as well. So Josh Oswald, knowing he's going to get an interview, trying to get another interview for his buddy Brandon Wallace, I think that's what happened. I think he knew Brandon Wallace was in fourth and needed to get him up in the booth. So, man, not the most competitive side-by-side racing, but like I said, it's a very akin to the old style where the guys would get spread out and you're really just racing the track at that point. But still a fantastic race, a lot of fun. Just to reflect on the season, which I've just had such a blast broadcasting. The races the first couple races were really rough. Down the stretch, they became some of the best racing in the league, and tonight is a great way to cap off that season. So congratulations again to Josh Oswald. Sorry to cut you off, but our season, I don't know, it's 2 or 3 for the Rebels Classic, but our season champ, getting him some love on the front stretch, getting knocked around, and he's on his hood now. So he's going to have to crawl out of his window upside down. So, well, all right. Well, let's get the race winners, the top 3 in here, and we'll talk to them. I'll tell you what, we'll get Jason Lossridge in here as well and try to get the top 5-ish. And then let's go ahead and get Jason Lottridge in here. Hey, Jason, this is Eddie and Patty D in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
Hey, man. Well, congratulations on the 4th place finish. Congratulations on a great season, man. Just wanted to highlight you showing up every week, being really consistent. You were there fighting for 3rd place there in the points. Kind of talk about your race tonight real quick, and then just kind of talk about the season that you had and how it kind of all went down.
Well, I tried to show up every week, which I think I did. It was just a matter of attrition to try to keep the car from hitting that outside wall, trying to keep Brandon Wallace from putting me in the wall. And tonight's race was all about just trying to stay alive. With only 11 cars, it was one of those things where once I started the race, I think I was guaranteed 2nd place in the standings, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't cause a huge wreck up front.
Well, man, I mean, you had a good race here this evening, a lot of battling back and forth. So tell me how that car was handling, how you were trying to save the tires. I mean, you stayed out there early to kind of gain some track position. How was that car handling towards the end of that run?
Slow. I was letting off probably halfway down the back stretch on both sides and just kind of letting it ease through the corner. I didn't pit at all that entire race. I wanted to try to pull a Brandon Wallace and try to finish before my tires blew. And I think I had 5% on my right front for the entire race. A lot of those guys got the meatball even after pitting on lap 8. So I knew that I just had to be real easy. And that's what I did.
Well, man, congratulations. Man, a great 4th place finish, but you said you guaranteed to finish 2nd in the points. So congratulations on that, man. Definitely well-deserved. You put on a great show all season long. Definitely appreciate having you in the series. You got anybody you want to thank, any shout-outs you want to make?
Well, first, I want to shout out Josh Oswald for winning the championship because, let's be honest, he's put on a great season all year long, and he is he's top of the class this year. So, hats off to him. And I'd like to thank Original Rebels Racing League for putting on this little series for us, and it was a great run.
All right, man. Well, congratulations tonight, and we'll see you next season. Well, all right. Well, let's bring in our 3rd place finisher, Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace, the shitty numbers, wall banger. It's Eddie and Patty D in the booth.
You got a copy? Them just for you, man. I changed them just for you.
Well, Brandon,
I bought a space shuttle just for you to help take me up to you.
Well, I tell you what, Brandon. you know what? Tonight you didn't have a space shuttle, but you was able to bring home third place. The space shuttle was out front. Jonah Colbert, he was gone, along with Josh Oswald. But man, still a great recovery after that little bit of accident. Was able to come home third place, and I think you're going to be probably third in the points or pretty close to it, if not over Steve Loving. So, kind of talk about your race and how your season went, and talk about these cars a little bit.
Oh man, these cars are just a good time, and I missed the first race of the season. wasn't really planning on running this, and kind of jumped in on a whim and just had a good time, and just kind of like fit my driving style for some reason, and hung on and took 2 tires there at the race because I thought we were going to have a lot of caution, so I thought I'd test it out, see how test the waters, see how it worked. It didn't work too good, but we made it to the finish.
Yeah, we saw there after you took those 2 tires, had a little bit of a spin there. So, I mean, kind of talk about how that car was handling, especially on those 2 tires at that one point in time. But again, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, even though it makes me almost want to vomit to say congratulations to you about anything. But take me through your race tonight, man, a little bit and how that car was running.
I appreciate that, and I hate to make you vomit, but video it and, TikTok it or something. So, but it was pretty good. We just, those 2 tires, I knew Lockridge was on old tires, so I was getting around him. And when I came off the bottom of 2, man, it just looped itself. There was no grip at all. I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. And it got better. I mean, I got it spun around, and it got better as we were going. And Oswald had problems. He blew a tire, and some others blew a tire. And I was thinking, oh, my God, my lefts are dead. But I just kind of milked it and kind of kept pace and hoping for a caution.
Well, man, what a fun race. What a fun season, man. It was so much fun to watch you come and win in Charlotte. After guys had tire issues and you were just outsaved them, snookered them. You had a great season. Like you said, these cars really fit your driving style. So it's been really fun to watch you get up here and battle up front in these cars, as they just seem to you and them to go together like peanut butter and jelly, man. So congratulations on a great season. Great race tonight. Started ninth and finished 3rd. You can't really get much better than that. And so you got anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs?
Yeah, man, I want to thank the league. And, of course, I want to thank you, Eddie, for doing the broadcast, and Davey for all you guys do with the 87s. And, man, I can't wait for next season.
All right, well, that's Brandon Wallace, our 3rd place finisher. Let's bring in Brandon Pollock, and let's see what Brandon has to say. Brandon, this is Eddie and Pat in the booth. You got us?
How's it going tonight, guys?
Man, you sound confident. I love it, Brandon. You coming in hot. I can't wait to hear this interview. Man, talk me through this race. You had a little issue where you kind of spun out, hit the inside wall. You started on the outside of the front row, dropped back a little bit, but was able to recover, man, and come back and finish 2nd. Kind of talk about your race tonight.
Yeah, coming into tonight, I knew I needed to finish good to get into the podium. And, well, it didn't quite work out, but I still got a 2nd place. I had a few accidents in the early coming that weren't necessarily my fault. One of them put a lot of damage on my car. I'm just glad I was able to make it through the field again.
Well, I mean, that was a strong run. I know you got some damage and a couple of early accidents there. As we got into that long green flag run, tell me how that car was handling for you, and then especially be able to save those tires and be able to bring it home in 2nd place.
I really don't know. I'm at a lost words to that. I thought I was done for, honestly, and then I noticed I was catching people, so I just, kept thinking, fuck, just keep going, dude, send it, and let's hope we'll make it.
Well, you absolutely did, man. What a great season, man. I appreciate you showing up every race. You were a mainstay in the series, and you seem to have a lot of fun, so we're always glad to have you. We're going to see you next season whenever we get going again.
Oh, yeah, I love this series. I'll be back if you guys do it again for sure.
Man, awesome. Well, congratulations on the 2nd place tonight. Very, very great season out of you, man. So I hope we get to see even more, and you go out there and get you some wins, because I think you definitely got the talent to do it. So congratulations tonight. You got anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you want to shout out?
Just Pale Horse, actually. Man, racing with them has really helped me out. I feel like I've been racing a little more conservative lately, which has definitely helped me.
Well, all right, man. Well, congratulations tonight. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next season. Well, all right. Well, let's bring in Jonah Colbert, our race winner tonight. Jonah, this is Eddie and Pat in the booth. You got us?
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh, man, you are just dominating this race, setting the tone early, had the early caution and went green the rest of the way. And just, I can't say you were sending it about 30 or 40 laps in because we went on board and there was definitely no sending. It was definitely just coasting, trying to keep those tires on it. A couple guys had some tire trouble, but you was able to make it the whole time. Kind of talk me through that and how you made that work.
Well, the car wouldn't turn, so that's probably why you thought I wasn't sending it. I was still driving pretty hard, 30 laps, and I didn't actually back off of my speed until I saw Oswald get the black flag and pit. Once I saw that, that's when I really backed it off and started coasting. But no, I was just running. I wasn't trying to save tires. I was just trying to build up as big of a gap as possible in case I did have to pit. My plan was if I got a black flag, I was going to come in, take 2 tires, and get the hell out of there and try to salvage as much as I could. But it ended up working out. Car, like I said, it was really tight, so I was just trying to get it loose in the middle of the corner, and that seemed to help it. I got a warning for my right rear tire before I got a warning for my right front, so I think I figured something out there.
Well, you definitely figured something out because only 2 cars on the lead lap here this evening and able to bring that car home with not a scratch on it. So, I mean, what was kind of key for you here this evening to be able to get that 31 car home with the win?
Not a lot of traffic. I saw Pollock was fast. I'd run with him in practice a little bit, and he was pretty quick, but he had a mix up there at the start and fell back a little bit. And so I never really had him challenge me. And then I think Cody got into the wall. I think Oswald got into the wall. Just everybody else, they got their cars beat up a little bit early, and that really benefited me. And getting that big lead helped. I didn't really have to have any pressure and was just able to cruise. So.
Well, man, no doubt about it. Just showing how fast you were tonight and how fast you are in these cars. And man, what a great race! Just dominant performance. So congratulations on winning the last race of the season. I wish you could have been in the points hunt and didn't miss a race, but man, you had a great season as well. A couple wins. This will be your 3rd win on the season. So, man, looking forward to next season. Hope you race again, and we can see you run for the championship next year.
Yeah, man, it's been fun.
All right, you got any shout-outs? Anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors?
Yeah, shout out to Oswald for winning the championship, dude. Awesome season on him. He raced hard all season. He had those 2 back-to-back wins, which were huge, and he was dominant in those races. And he was fast all season. He was fast tonight. He just got into the wall, and it's always fun racing him. Shout out to Davey and you and Pat and everybody that helps put this series together and broadcast and all that stuff. To me, it's probably the best series that we have going right now as far as, just straight up fun. I don't think there's more fun in any series right now than this. It's just a blast to race. It's a blast to watch. And everybody, they just crack up in one room together. There's not all that team chat going on. So it's nice to kind of have that beer league feeling, and it's definitely a lot of fun. I'll be back next season for sure.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again. But let's talk to the man of the hour, the King Dingaling himself, Josh Oswald. Congratulations, dude. Man, what a great season. You definitely earned this championship this season, man. So congratulations. But talk me through your race tonight. We'll get that out of the way real quick, and then we'll talk about the season. As you were running second there for quite a while, and then I heard you got a meatball.
Yeah, the right front tire gave out, and I was really, really trying to baby it. I mean, I was coming out of the throttle at the start-finish line, halfway down the backstretch, trying to limp it to the end, but yeah, a couple laps to go there, the old meatball flag popped up and had to pit, but still top 5, still not bad for a track like this. The cars did not want to turn at all, but still fun though. I couldn't believe we didn't get a caution. We were all hoping and praying for one. Everybody was really, really wanting a caution, but we didn't get it. So it's the way the races go sometimes.
Well, Josh, I'm not going to call you King Dingaling. I'm going to call you Champ. That's something between you and Eddie, and I'm going to let that one go. But I mean, what a great representation of the entire Original Rebels Racing League. I know you do a lot, with your own stuff over there at Thunderstruck and everything that you're doing and everything that you do here. So congratulations, champ, on just one hell of a season. But yeah, let's talk about the race here this evening. We talked about it a little bit there, and the tire conservation, and unfortunately getting that meatball at the end. I mean, is there anything that you could find in that car to maybe be able to save that right front for a couple extra laps there?
I think if I started saving a little bit sooner, I mean, because when I've first come out off of that pit run, I was trying to keep pace with Jonah, and should have just started saving sooner. I mean, because I was going pretty hard at it right out of the get-go. I think if I would have just given it, if you started saving a few more laps earlier, we could have made it to the end. But live and learn with these things.
Well, man, kind of want to just highlight, since you are the champ, why can't we give you a little bit more airtime and kind of highlight your season, because you kind of were running, in the top 10 pretty much every race, but here at the end, man, you really you had 2 straight wins the last couple weeks. You weren't able to get 3 in a row tonight, but as the season goes on, you really kicked it up a notch, especially trying to get down towards championship time. So kind of talk me through your season, man. If you can go back, if you can remember that far, talk me through how it kind of went, and just and the progression of just how you were just getting into these cars, what you've learned, and what you've been able to apply, man, to really down the stretch just to be dominant and win 2 races back to back there at the end to really solidify your points lead.
Yeah, the beginning of the season started off rough. I mean, Daytona was rough. Everything about it. I think the first 3 races, I didn't sniff the top 5 just because of wrecks or just stuff happening. And then had a surprise top 5 at Darlington, and then really started to get the hang of these cars again. It'd been a little bit since I had raced them, and just started, trying to race big picture, just making the moves to get me up in the top 5 or, up in the front top 3, just to start gaining points and just make sure I didn't have any more bad days. Cause those bad days where you finish multiple laps down, 18th, 19th, they're championship killers, and so I just tried to, top 5 points, 4th place points is better than wrecking going for 2nd place points. So, and in Dover, pit call at the end got me that win there. I mean, ran up front the whole race, but, the 2 tires really made a difference there. And Michigan, that was the first time I ever raced 87s at Michigan, but it just clicked for everything to be perfect. So, I mean, everything just, the stars aligned and everything fell together, for me in the second half of the season to really make a charge. And it's just been a great season overall. I mean, here and over at Thunderstruck, I'm about to win both championships over there this week yet. So it's just been a great season. I really can't complain about anything at all.
Yeah, you had you had 7 top 10s out of 9 starts, and that's really impressive. 5 top 5s out of 9 starts. So even with some issues, you're able to, when the time came to really get as many points as you could, you were able to. And these fields haven't been small. Tonight we had 11. But a lot of races we had 20, 25 drivers, so this is not easy to finish in the top 5. And there's some heavy hitters that come by. Zach Wilson came in and won a couple races, towards the beginning of the series, and then of course Jonah Colbert, Garrett Kinder, Steve Loving, guys. Just this whole field is really talented. And you were able to just constantly run up front, and then when the time came to really get the championship, man, at Michigan, you just laid it on them. So, man, congratulations, man. Just wanted to highlight a little bit of your season just because of how well it was, how well it went. Hate Steve Loving couldn't have been here to fight it out a little bit more, but part of it, first part of it showing up, and that's exactly what you do, and you show up and show out, man. So congratulations on a great championship. We're definitely gonna get you something for this one. And looking forward to seeing you defend it next season. So hopefully you'll come back and defend your title.
Absolutely, I'll be back.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again. Congratulations, Josh Oswald.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's been a phenomenal season.
Well, all right. Well, David Jones, you got us. You're in chat.
I do.
Well, hey, Davey. Well, Davey, our commissioner over here at the 87 Series, man, just wanted to talk to you a little bit about this season and kind of get your thoughts, kind of reflect on it a little bit, and maybe what we can expect going forward. Kind of putting you on the spot, but love to talk about it, man, because I really love this series. I got a lot of love for it, so I can't wait to go forward and move forward with it.
Well, I'll tell you, I really, really had a great time. We had a bunch of great participation in this. I want to personally thank Josh Oswald, Jason Lottridge, and Jonah Colbert, who were our top three for the season. Congratulations, guys! It was a great run, and like I said, we had 52 drivers in here at one time or another. So we had some great participation, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope everybody else did. And we're looking for some big stuff in season 2.
Man, that's awesome. You know, Patrick, if we can get Patrick Drabick to get in here, he come in one Daytona and just never showed up again. Some bitch. So we got to get him in the races and get him in here battling for this championship, because I think we've got some talent out there that's not being put to use. He comes in here, wins Daytona. He needs to get out there and run some races. So, Davey, kind of talk to me, though, about kind of going forward, what we want to do, what we've been trying to do. If you got something to share, if you don't, just say you don't, and we'll keep it a secret. But if you got something you want to share, man, let's talk about it a little bit.
Well, there's a few things still up in the air. We're looking for a really good title sponsor. I've talked to a couple people that might be interested in putting a logo up and sponsoring a series. And like I said, we're going to do a little bit different with the tracks maybe next time. But again, everything's still kind of a little up in the air. And you're right. We need to see the Goat Locker fellas come out here and run with us.
Well, I'm just getting called out left and right here this evening. But I'm looking forward to next season. I love the 87, so hopefully the stars do line up here a little bit, and I can get out here and race with you boys each and every week. And, if Eddie's not too scared to get on the track, that'd be kind of amazing as well. But, sometimes you get a little scared behind the wheel of the car. You just come up to the broadcast booth and watch other people race. I understand.
Well, I hurt your feelings in one series. I don't want to hurt your feeling in two. No, it's I would love to get out here. I love broadcasting this because I love watching these cars go around the track. I love the paint schemes, and so I felt like after the first race, I felt like it was a sin for us not to have a broadcast of these cars and these drivers at these tracks. And these paint schemes, the way these cars move, it's just beautiful on a broadcast. I really love it. So I want to continue broadcasting because it's just too much fun, and I think it needs to be something that people can go back and watch. I had a bunch of commercials tonight that I didn't get to use, dadgummit, because we didn't have any cautions. So I didn't get to use all my commercials. So I got plenty back on the backlog for next season. So we're going to continue to make these broadcasts better. I know tonight was a little weird, so if you go back and you're in the race and, we didn't spend a whole lot of time talking about the race itself, I apologize. I had some stuff planned that I wanted to do just to kind of send this off into the next season and really kind of try to highlight the whole season itself and kind of talk about that. So thanks for being patient. I know wasn't the best broadcast that I did with the camera work and stuff, but really glad to have Patrick come in and call the race with me. It's always a blast, Pat, and I always appreciate what you do. Appreciate all the broadcasting you do and the series that you put on, man. It's always fun around you, man. So I appreciate you coming in and helping. A couple times that you did this season, you made the broadcast better. That's for sure. So
yeah, it's always a blast, and I can't wait, Davey, to see what next season brings. And I'm not going to call a shot or any of those types of things, but I'm going to definitely throw my hat in the ring and hopefully be able to get out here and race in this series, because I definitely miss racing these cars. But congratulations to you guys for putting on one hell of a season. Eddie for putting on just a phenomenal broadcast each and every week. All the drivers that come out each and every week as well to participate in this series, man. It's just been really fun to watch, really fun to participate in, even though I only raced in one race. But I did win that race, so that has to say something, right? But again, congratulations to our champion, Josh Oswald, on just a phenomenal season. And again, looking forward to next season.
Well, all right. Well, I want to thank Rebel Racing Network. I always try to thank Zach and Sam Wetstein for allowing me to use their platform That's a big risk to just let somebody just kind of take over, a series and put it on your channel without really much supervision. And they were gracious enough to let me do that. So I appreciate them a ton because it just made everything a lot smoother. And to be able to use a brand that's already established, especially a Rebel Racing Network that kind of fits into the Rebel deal. So definitely thank them. Want to thank all the admins and original Rebels. Want to thank Griff, Garrett Kinder, Jonah Colbert, Josh Oswald, Brandon Wallace, Matt Clemon. I'm going to forget a bunch of names. Alex Veith, Tyler Gadke, all those guys who put on their series, who are commissioners, who put a lot of work into these things. It takes a lot of work to get guys on the track and keep it going and keep everything running. And, man, I got to tell you, man, these guys do a hell of a job over here. Great. Thank them for doing all that they do. I'm getting a little bit long-winded, but I don't care. It's my broadcast. Hell, I'm going to do it if I want to. Thank them, David Jones as well. We're really excited to help you out next season, and we'll try to make these 87 series something really great. So, or even greater than it already is. So, anyway, that's it. Y'all have a good night, and we'll